Hey, what's up? It's Hobart. Welcome to Android University and long time no talk. Yeah, I know I've been kind of slacking, been very busy with life and flashing ROM still, but haven't been making too many videos. But I figured I'd make one here for the latest from Esprit94. It's rls12 of Hyperdrive, an amazing ROM with so many freaking options. I don't even know what to do with them all. Well, it is multi-carrier ROM, so you are going to be able to get this on Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, and AT&T. There is a little bit better multi-carrier support. That's one of the new things that are in this release. He's added over 300 fonts, fixed S-Translator, so the speech is working now. He added the developer pick in Aroma, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. Added Paper Artist, HDR cameras fixed, and better battery life. Those are just a few of the things that I've looked and found and pointed out, but the list on XDA is absolutely long as can be. This guy has done an amazing job of putting a whole bunch of different options from different devices inside of one ROM. Now, check this out. You got 4 different themes that you can choose from here, from Sense 5, AOSP, GS4, and XperiaZ. So what that basically means is when you go into the Aroma installer to install this ROM, you're going to be able to pick and choose some of the features from a whole bunch of different ROMs or different devices. So say you want the Galaxy S4 theme like I chose, but you want Sense 5 ringtones. You can have that, or Xperia ringtones, you can have that. That's what's pretty cool about it, is you can pick and choose from 4 different devices, and they all work on your Galaxy S3. This is based off the official 4.1.2 over-the-air update from Verizon. Again, this is a multi-carrier ROM. When you're in Aroma, you're going to have a whole bunch of different choices to choose from. You're going to have choice of launchers, stock TouchWiz, you've got Hyperdrive, tweaked launchers, you've got Nova, you've got Apex, all of those. You get the choice of Samsung apps you want in, Galaxy S4 apps that you want in, Sense 5 apps that you want in, XperiaZ apps that you want in, and AOSP apps. So like I said, you can choose the apps from different devices, and of course AOSP, the different kind of Android, the stock Android, and put them all into one ROM, which is really, really cool. So I've been going down the feature list the entire time that I've been talking here. The features are absolutely amazing. You're going to have to read this on your own. It'd take me all day, and I'm sure you don't want me to sit here and read something that you can read on your own. So that's the feature list that comes with this ROM. Let's go into settings first. We'll go to About Phone. We'll see we're on Android 4.1.2, the VRMB1 baseband. We don't have an over-the-air update. Sprint got theirs with the premium suite, but the good news is we have a good working multi-window with this ROM and a lot of other ROMs on Verizon, so we really don't have to worry about that. Hyperdrive rls12 by Esprit94, that's what we're looking at. We'll go back out to the settings menu here, and you can see it's white. It's not black. Well, that's because I picked the Galaxy S4 theme. This was done by Esprit94 himself. Great job on it. This is one of my favorites. Of course, the multi-window or the sidebar is also themed white for the Galaxy S4, and that's what it looks like. It's the same screen, just white now, and that's what the new Galaxy S4 is going to look like when it comes out. Let's go into ROM control here and see the different things that you can tweak on this ROM after you have used the Aroma installer and booted it up for the first time. Of course, if you want to change any of the options, you can always go into Aroma, don't wipe anything, reselect your options, and then pick or don't pick the options that you want to remove or add, and boot up again. That's one way of doing it, but you can also use one of these awesome tools in here, like say the mod settings. You go to 3-minute mod settings, you can play around with date and time and your status bar color and your notification bar color and all that kind of stuff. You got your multi-window control here, which I haven't really played with much. I don't really play with that much. Lock screen customizer. If you want to go in here, you have all these different lock screens to choose from. AOSP, BlackBerry, Acer Cloud, Galaxy S3 stock, LG Optimus, and the XperiaZ. A lock screen torch option as well. Ripple effect is disabled by default, so you don't have to worry about that, but that's going to be in your lock screen sections. Ink effect, if you want to use that, you can change the color, and the MIUI battery bar, that's going to be in mod settings. UI customization, you can play with your LEDs, per app DPI settings, icon changer, and things like that. Display settings, this is just going to bring you into your display options, which is right here. This is also where you're going to choose your battery icon. You have all these different battery icons that you can choose from, and they will change on the fly, so you can kind of go down and look at the list real quick. and moving on. So that's where you're going to do it. In the display section is where you're going to choose your battery icon. Page buddy settings, blocking mode settings are all in display. Audio settings, I've got awesome beat. Phone settings, you got the over-the-air updater, battery settings, shortcuts, super user control, and finally app settings. This is where you're going to get the GPS quick fix, media battery drain fix, Samsung secret codes, and things like that. That is in your ROM control. That is where you're going to do a lot of your tweaking. If it can't be tweaked in there, then you'll have to go to the Aroma installer and reflash. But again, you don't have to wipe anything, so you don't have to lose everything. Just go in and pick or don't pick the options that you want or don't want and boot the phone again, okay? Sound good? All right, so let's go back out to the home screen here. You can see this is a beautiful ROM. It is multi-carrier. It is 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. It is buttery smooth. It does have multi-window over here, so if you want to go into, say, better battery stats, and then you want to say open up Android Tuner, you can do that. There it goes. I haven't opened up Android Tuner, but as you can see, we do have the multi-window control here, which is pretty sweet. So that is part of this here. We don't have it officially from Verizon yet, but XperiaZ and some of the other amazing developers for Verizon and for the Galaxy S3 have gotten the multi-window working pretty good, all right? Google Now works great. That is a transparent Galaxy S4 AccuWeather widget that I found over on XDEA. Don't ask me where. Let's go into the camera here. We'll see if the HDR feature has been fixed. I believe we go here. Go down here, HDR. Okay, we'll take a picture with HDR real quick. See if it force closes. No problem force closing. And it looks like that the picture is there. All right, so there you go. HDR has been fixed with this on the Note 2 camera. Now, something about the camera. If you're an Aroma installer, you're going to automatically get the Galaxy Note 2 camera and gallery unless you pick the Galaxy S3 camera. This is the default camera, the Note 2, on this ROM. If you want the Galaxy S3 camera and gallery, you're going to have to choose that in Aroma, all right? GPS works fine. Let's go over to GPS status real quick and just see how quick it takes us to lock on. Earlier, I was outside, and it locked on in a matter of seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds. I had 20 out of 22. It surprised the heck out of me. I'm inside right now, inside a building, so 12 out of 18. It locked on pretty quick. Not too shabby for being inside, that's for sure. Using the stock kernels, so I'm not going to be able to overclock or play with the voltages or anything like that. I would suggest to choose the stock kernel when you're installing, and then maybe flash another custom kernel later on. There's been some problems with some people with not flashing the stock kernel. It's just advised to do that first. Make an Android backup so you have a good base with a stock kernel, and then start flashing all your other options and kernels and stuff like that. And if something does mess up, you can always come back to your stock kernel base that you made an Android of. So that's just my suggestions. Also, in the Aroma installer, when you are installing, some people have reported when they've used the Sense 5 or the XperiaZ or even some of the AOSP apps that their phone is force closing all over the place. The only thing so far that has worked is choose the Galaxy S4 theme or pick the new developer pick in Aroma. Okay, that's a new option. It's SBreen's developer picks. That seems to boot up the phone without force closes fine. I also chose the Galaxy S4 theme, and that booted up fine. But I know some people have said the Sense 5 and the XperiaZ themes have given them some problems. So just be aware when you are choosing your options in Aroma, stay away from the AOSP options for possible bugs or force closes. Also, when you're choosing your theme, stay away from the Sense 5 and the XperiaZ because there could be some bugs. It's not happening for everybody, but just be aware if there is problems. It could be that you chose a certain theme. You might want to go to the developer's picks, boot up for the first time, and then change things around, or choose the GS4 theme, boot up, and do the same thing. Just a little caution, okay? Other than that, the ROM is absolutely wonderful. It works great. The only problem is that I did choose the stock launcher, which does not give you this row here, and I always flash a different launcher. Well, it's a 4.1 launcher, not a 4.1.2, so my problems is when I hit Edit Page, you cannot get rid of these without force closing TouchWiz Home. Now, that's not a bug in the ROM. That's actually something that I did on my own. I flashed a different launcher so that I could have that extra line there, and that's just one of the side effects. I did talk to Espring, and he said the possibility could be that he enabled certain options on the new launcher that are not enabled on the old launcher, and so therefore there's conflicts and it's forced closing. But overall, it works, just removing and adding pages, okay? Other than that, give it a try. Hyperdrive rls12 by Espring94. It's an amazing ROM. It's wonderful. It's got barely any bugs in it. It's been running great for me so far, and I think you should try it as well. Don't forget to check out my other videos over at Android University, all one word, youtube.com. And until next time, my friends, go flash this ROM and enjoy, all right? Peace.